last week. Yeah, like you can already guess. As much as on one hand, the conversation will be about doctors, on the other hand, it will be about kidnapping and the body language of the government, what the government is doing. I think you may find this a necessary conversation to have if you're not already exhausted as to the number of times you've had to have the conversation. Well, yeah, the conversation, because it doesn't go away, as long as it remains, we will sustain the talk. All right, so want to look at that and, a little bit of detail from what has happened with the 74-year-old kidnapped in Sokoto who tragically was killed. His son released, his body not released. Okay, we'll look at that and hopefully we can segue to the federal government, indicating about 22,000 plus Nigerians obtained fake degree certificates from Benin Republic and Togo. I think we should talk about fake certificates. In my opinion, and I could be wrong, this is not so terrifying, or is it? Fake certificates, 22,000. 22,000 in comparison to the population of this country, and what else could be undergoing that we don't see with our eyes, is probably not too much of a terrifying figure. But if this is any kind of a threat, what kind of threat is it? And hopefully there's enough time to talk about kerosene. Actually, I want to talk about that kerosene one. I've heard a few people say not a lot of people use kerosene these days, but I also think it's still necessary to talk about kerosene. And we can't even speak about kerosene in isolation without looking at the oil and gas industry, looking at crude supply, looking at those who are winning, looking at those who are losing, and maybe those who are losing may be Nigerians without a guess. But then, I came by this video of, we'll call them Niger Deltans, who work in the shadows of the crude oil industry. It's not too much of a video. It's not too long. But they share a perspective, and it's their perspective that I want you to look at. I want you to hear their perspective and see whether there is any way we can honestly have a seamless supply, whether of petrol, kerosene, and whatever else in between as a byproduct of crude, from start to finish. Can we honestly say in this country we can have a seamless supply where those who need to be in charge are transparent in their charge, and those who need it get it? And even more importantly, well, maybe you may say it's not so easy a question to answer, because the last few weeks we've been looking at Dangote really crying out and giving us some cues, pointing us in some direction. Now we're hearing Oando is buying off Ajib, and you're wondering, okay, where is this going? How is it going? How does this even affect the Nigerian? Modular refineries, you're looking at your own refineries. You're wondering what should be working, why it's not working. No, there isn't a straightforward answer to the question, but yet we need to still look at it and find out whether, given the perspective of the men who work in the shadows, is it even possible? Will it ever be possible for a seamless supply from start to finish? We're going to quickly go from the break. When we come back, you can tell there's much to talk about on Nigeria Info. My name's Joyce. Welcome to the sunny side. Yes, we're 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the summer camp. Upbeat Summer Camp is an unforgettable 8-week summer camp adventure where on-site excitement and skill development await. Our comprehensive program offers a diverse range of core activities including gymnastics, chef academy, football, basketball, artificial intelligence, and robotics for on-site skill developments for kids during this summer break. Every Friday, participants will also enjoy engaging in art and craft, virtual games, trampoline sessions, and outdoor activities. Upbeat Summer Camp is happening at the Upbeat Center at number 11 Admiralty Way, Lekki, Phase 1, Lagos. The weekly booking will cost you 60,000 naira and the daily bookings 15,000 naira. We have a 10% discount for siblings, starting from July the 22nd and ending on September the 7th, 2024. For inquiries, sponsorships, and partnerships, please contact us at 0908 878 8994. That is 0908 878 8994. Brought to you by Upbeat, the first trampoline and family entertainment center in West Africa.
Activate. We are radio active on 99.3 Nigeria Info. My name is Joyce.
Are you an independent female artist, producer, DJ, or songwriter, and you want to take your career to the next level? Then her sound 2.0 is what you need. At Her Sound 2.0, you will enjoy comprehensive mentorship training. You would also get access to support from a community of female music professionals, collaborative opportunities, free 2-day bootcamp, and so much more. For the free registration, go to the website at www.hersoundglobal.com. To complete your application, post a 30-second video on Instagram telling us why you want to be part of Her Sound 2024. Use the hashtag HerSoundPitch. Yes, hashtag HerSoundPitch, hashtag HerSound2024. These are the two hashtags. It is time to hear her. Her Sound 2.0 is brought to you by Cheche Smith Nation, empowered by Google, supported by Boomplay, Cloud Africa, Mavico Foods, Grunge Cake Media Partners, Cool FM, of course, Wazobia FM, Nigeria Info, Pulse NG, Hip TV. Now, for more information, visit at Her Sound Global on Instagram. That is at Her Sound Global on Instagram.
Activate. We are radio active on 99.3 Nigeria Info. My name is Joyce.
99.3 Nigeria Info, the Sunny Side. Hold on a second, because I know there's a little bit more information that you need to have just before we can kick up the conversation and not get interrupted. Let's see, how close are we to the end game?
Not very close, but we are some way along. Are you looking for the right path to study, live, or work abroad without losing your funds to unscrupulous travel agents? Or are you looking for funds to finance your overseas plans? If yes, then do not miss out on this exclusive opportunity. Reserve your seat for the premium Jagba seminar with Ozo Dudoba of Wazobia FM. Gain valuable insights, travel loans, learn proven strategies, get inside tips, network with industry leaders, one-on-one discussions with seasoned travel experts, and take the next step towards your traveling goals. The date is Saturday the 7th of September 2024. The time 12 noon prompt. Make sure you are punctual. The venue is the Creative Box Hall at Deniro Ogosanya Shopping Mall, Surulere, Lagos. And of course, access fee is 10,000 naira, which admits the one person. Yes, per head, 10,000 naira. For seats, reservations, and further inquiries, please please contact the number 0802 383 1303. Hurry and secure your spots. Seats are filling up fast. This event is powered by Strong Voice Media and proudly supported by Wazobia FM, Cool FM, and Nigeria Info. Note, this is not an opportunity for you to get a visa. You are simply learning how to make your traveling dreams possible.
99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. All right, so this is not supposed to be sad news to relay, but it sounds sad. Oh, wait, yeah? Oh, okay.
I'm not bringing sad news, actually.
Okay, maybe let's hear the good news first and then go to the sad news.
Yeah, the good news goes thus. Have you heard about the gathering of diction coaches, educators, consultants, and communication enthusiasts? Yes, it is the 2024 edition of the Association of Diction Coaches of Nigeria. And, of course, the theme of the conference is Elocution in the Digital Age, adapting traditional speech training methods for modern communication platforms. Yes, it is the 2024 edition of the Association of Diction Coaches of Nigeria, ADCN's National Conference. The ADCN National Conference will feature keynote speakers, panel sessions, and networking among like minds. The rich lineup of speakers includes award-winning presenter, radio, TV host Frank Edoho, communication professionals such as Dr. Catherine Onyejiaka, Femi Obong Daniels, Omotunde Adebo Wale, David, Bibi George, Ayonfe Oluwa Wole Uju, Titus Bankole, personal brand champion Omoteosi Ajayi, and renowned educationists such as Dr. Wasiu Adumaden, President Emeritus of NAPS, Mrs. Ayola Akinyeye, the director of schools, Chrisland Schools Limited. The date is August the 31st, 2024. The time is 10 a.m. prompt, with dinner happening at 5 p.m. that same day. The venue, Chrisland Schools, Lekki. The address 12 Ulubumi Owa off Admiralty Road, Lekki, Phase 1, Lagos. It is a free to attend event, but registration is necessary via the website bit.ly/ADC National Conference. That is bit.ly/ADC National Conference. For more information, inquiries, partnerships, and sponsorships, please call 0812 626 2814 or 0803 838-0173. The conference will be streamed online via ADCN's social media handles, the Association of Diction Coaches on Nigeria of Nigeria on Facebook. You could also follow Diction_coaches_of_Nigeria on Instagram for details. The 2024 ADCN National Conference is proudly supported by P1 Max, the British Council, Chrisland Schools Limited, MTN, and 99.3 Nigeria Info FM.
Oh yeah, we're here, and this conversation is to kick off. Welcome to the sunny side with Nigeria Info. Okay, so I think you need a little background. You may not have an actual figure, but there is a figure to look at. All right. Let's begin. Thousands of people are abducted for ransom in Nigeria each year. Though there are few reliable statistics, as many cases are not reported, cases of kidnapping have increased significantly due to a number of reasons. Well, so the reason I just don't want to just tie it down to economic crisis would be because that is a fundamental factor. But one wonders whether there is an a political aspect to kidnapping. And if your guess is as good as mine, then you're going to, in that particular reason, being sought for cause, then we can look at severe economic crisis and maybe in some cases, political. Okay, now, whatever this is, if we consider solely the economic situation, we can say the poor economic state is pushing people towards crime. Now, this, according to Nigerian consultancy SBM Intelligence, it has been reported that they recorded 4.777 kidnapping in the country, about 4,700 kidnappings in the country between when this current administration took office in May and January 2024. All right, let's go to the good news. Good news because Nigerians cried out. I'm going to quickly go to the Twitter handle of the police public relations officer. His name's Prince Olumuyiwa Adejobi, and I'm going to quote, "Release of 20 medical students and others. We confirm the release of our brothers and sisters and some other Nigerians who have been in captivity on Friday, 23rd August 2024 in Benue without any ransom paid, contrary to some tweets and unconfirmed stories that some money was paid. No cover was paid to release them. They were actually rescued tactically and professionally. We commend security agencies, locals, and ONSA for their commitment and resilience. Thank you. More details coming." Well, many Nigerians really wanted to know the details because they assumed maybe ransom could have been paid. Others felt like, well, if you really had a kind of operation to rescue 20 medical students, then you should be sending us photographs of the kidnappers or at least pictures of them being dead given your intervention to rescue students. Well, the police did report situation. They said that they found one. Let me just read it to you because I think it's necessary by way of clarifying what the details are. And also, more importantly, maybe this is one of those cases where you would need to really believe what you hear. Someone else confirmed that ransom wasn't paid. Now, this is an independent person who confirmed that ransom wasn't paid. I guess in the past, when police say or reports that they have rescued someone and no ransom was paid, some Nigerians have maybe either proven it to be otherwise or maybe even proven that it is inaccurate. But this would probably be that situation where you're left with nothing else but the belief that they were rescued without any ransom. Are we going to... Thank you. Okay, yeah, any ransom being paid? Okay, good. So I think we should just quickly jump from there and come to resident doctors, because this is so important. If resident doctors are going to begin a 7-day warning strike. You've heard of strikes in Nigeria. You have maybe even witnessed doctors in the past going on strike. You know the implications of that, right? Okay. The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors has embarked on a 7-day warning strike over the abduction of their colleague, Dr. Popola, who has been in kidnappers' den for 8 months. Announcing this during a meeting on Sunday, yesterday, the strike, according to them, is total, and there will be no concessions or emergency care during this 7-day period. All centers, both federal and state, should ensure full compliance, even as proper handover of patients to consultants should be done. According to them, I quote, "Any center found to have defaulted on the decision would be fined heavily and denied participation in the forthcoming Nigerian Association Resident Doctors AGM." Now, it said that the reason this is happening is because her husband was released in March. So first, this is a little backstory. Popola was abducted December 27th, 2023. Alongside her husband and nephew. Her husband was released in March, while Popola and her nephew remain in captivity. It's for this reason that the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors are going on strike. Now, you of course know that if there be patients in the hospitals, they may want some doctor attention. Well, you can see that they may feel the bite of this because of the implication of what is happening. Now, I notice, if you haven't observed, that the reason, maybe not let's not call it a reason. Let's just say it's something that is observed. 20 medical students being kidnapped raised such an outcry on social media that there was no way it could have been ignored. It might appear that this outcry was also the fuel that moved the Nigerian police to act speedily. Might be. If you compare it to what is happening here with this particular doctor who was kidnapped alongside her husband and nephew, it seems as though maybe before now, not much of an outcry. 1, 2, possibly. This is the opportunity that the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors are choosing to cry out for the Nigerian government to do something. So now there's strike because a doctor's been kidnapped and has been in kidnappers' den for 8 months. It brings back this issue of kidnapping and the way we manage it. Oh, plus I also need to necessarily add that Issa Bawa, the emir of Gobir in a town in Sokoto State, has been killed by bandits. In a viral video, the traditional ruler was shown tied up by his abductors, pleading with the state government to pay the ransom to the bandits for his release. According to him, this is a translation of what's in the video. My brothers and sisters, friends, and the state government, I am informing you that I have reached the deadline today. I am pleading with you all to help me. The traditional ruler said, these people, the bandits, are tired of us and have done their best to ensure that the government intervenes in my situation, but nothing has been done. He says, I'm 74-year-old and I have served this government for over 40 years. Well, it did quite appear that even though we saw the videos, I want to believe that the government is in full knowledge of this said kidnap. But I'm not even sure what the issues were, where the bargain fell between the cracks. The next updates we heard sometime last week was that this said gentleman, emir of a state in Sokoto, has been killed. His son was also kidnapped, as at the time this was reported, they were trying to get the conversation going in order to get the son released from kidnappers' den. There's a little bit more information in that regard because now we hear that the son's been released after the ransom was paid and the kidnappers refused to release his body. Whatever we're dealing with defies language and logic. We're going to go from the break. When we come back, we're talking to Nigeria Info on the best way to handle kidnapping, if there is a way to handle kidnapping.
Right back.
The boys have been separated from the men as Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ Tournament of Champions enters the semi-finals. At 4 o'clock on Monday, Mary Uke Ashia and Adio Afolarin will debate the topic, are public demonstrations in Nigeria still effective for achieving reforms? And at 5 p.m., Minanangio Fori David and Oluwalade Demilade will go head-to-head on the topic. Is the Dangote refinery the solution to Nigeria's fuel crisis? From these debates, 2 finalists will emerge. I am Yvonne Ohaifo. Join Femi Obong Daniels and me on Monday as we discover the finalists. I Beg to Differ Tournament of Champions. 16 debaters, now 4. 1 winner, 2 million naira. Sponsored by Lesheho Microfinance Bank. Supported by Chrisland Schools, Olaiya Foods, Obiwizi, Call to Fly, Biloxi, and Massey Street Children's Hospital. For sponsorship and partnership, send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm. I Beg to Differ. A Tournament of Champions.
Who says you can't have it all with one play?
I got that defined point. You have just won yourself.
Congratulations.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, Melitus. One player, don't talk to 2 players because you won 20K.
So now you won yourself 20,000 naira.
My name is Well Done.
Okay, well done. I want to tell you, well done. You won yourself 20,000 naira.
With 500 naira, you can play to win big. From 120,000 naira to 190,000 naira daily on Nigeria Info. Go to oneplay.ng and play with 500 naira. And in a few seconds, your ticket is in the draw. Or dial *347 *880 *3#. Win daily on Nigeria Info. 50,000 naira on Morning Crossfire. 60,000 naira on WhatsApp Lagos. 20,000 naira on Sunnyside. And 60,000 naira on Game On. So Lagos, what are you waiting for? The more you play, the better your chances of winning. Remember to dial *347 *880 *3#. Play responsibly. Not suitable for persons under the age of 18.
Hi, I'm Natasha Kimani. I'm a governance and public policy expert and the host of Talk to Me Direct podcast. Talk to Me Direct is produced by Luminate. Luminate is a global foundation working to ensure that everyone, especially those underrepresented, have the information, rights, and power to influence decisions that affect their lives. In this first episode, I speak with Amina Salihu, a feminist and a practitioner in the philanthropy field in Africa.
And so once a country does not prioritize the well-being of its teachers, you're also diminishing the value that you have put on education.
Like and subscribe to Talk to Me Direct wherever you get your podcasts.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk 0201 2770 993, 0201 465 7190, and 08095975805. If you're sending me a WhatsApp, that's our WhatsApp number. We're talking about the Nigerian resident doctors now going on strike because one of their own is still with kidnappers. But here is something that appears to be fuel that pushed the force. A fuel that made maybe, and that's the thing, because I don't want to believe that only an outcry would get the Inspector General of Police to order the deployment of tactical operatives and assets, including helicopters, drones, and tactical vehicles to ensure the swift rescue of the victims, and that's the rescue of the 20 students that were kidnapped in Benue. Here we're talking about another doctor who's still, I don't know, in kidnappers den, herself and her nephew, that's one. And then we've just heard the report of an emir in Sokoto who was killed. His body withheld, his son released. I'm going to quickly share with you a tweet by a gentleman on Twitter. And we're just going to, this is he's alleging that he has the exact figures of how much was paid in ransom. After the news update, I'm going to share that with you. And it should color your imagination as to what exactly is happening. Now, the first question we need to even look at is outcry. Do Nigerians cry out a lot, particularly as a collective against something? Or is it the lack of the outcry that permits innocent Nigerians linger in kidnappers' dens for time and times gone? Sometimes you hear someone has been there for 1 year. 1 year? 8 months? A doctor? We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. You're on the sunny side, and yes, it's insecurity we're discussing. Okay.
It's 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
The news update on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
On the updates this hour, the proposed meeting between the federal government and members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities scheduled to take place today has been put on hold. President of ASU, Emmanuel Osodeke, says the planned meeting, which was to prevent another ASU strike, would no longer be held as announced by the Minister of Education on Friday. Although no reason was given for the postponement, the meeting is now expected to take place on Wednesday, the 28th of August. You recall that university lecturers issued a 21-day ultimatum last week threatening to embark on a nationwide strike over the alleged federal government's unwillingness to honor the 2009 renegotiated agreement. Away from that, underage candidates will no longer be allowed to sit the secondary school leaving examinations in Nigeria. The Education Minister, Tahir Maman, says the government has instructed the West African Examinations Council to comply with the directive on the 18-year age limit for any candidates to be eligible for the exam. Professor Maman also insisted that the age limit for any candidates to sit the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination remained 18 years. The minister went further to give a breakdown of the number of years pupils are expected to spend between childcare and senior secondary school. And on the foreign scene, gunmen have killed at least 22 people in southwest Pakistan after forcing them out of their vehicles and checking their identities. Officials say the attack happened overnight on a highway in Balochistan province, where security forces are battling sectarian, ethnic and separatist violence. The armed men checked identity documents, reportedly singling out those from Punjab to be shot before setting their vehicles ablaze. The Baloch Liberation Army militant group has said it was behind the attacks in Musakhay district. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, in a statement, expressed deep grief and condemnation over the terrorist attack. That's the news update. You are listening to The Sunny Side with Joyce on 99.3 Nigeria Info. I am Yvonne Ohaifo.
Quality talk.
Intelligent conversations.
Always interesting.
So engaging.
Sometimes even mind-boggling.
Nigeria Info. Nigeria Info. Ask everyone. Anyone.
We begin our conversation. This is Richard from Lagos. In organized labor circles, it's said that injury to one is injury to all. I commend the resident doctors for their show of solidarity to their abducted colleague, Dr. Pukwola. Though we all are aware of the collateral damage this strike might cause, but let the needful be urgently done to release her. These kidnappers are getting out of hand. I do appreciate your message. Thank you very much. We're once again confronted by the difficulty of being a Nigerian sometimes. Welcome to the show. Afternoon to you. Thank you very much for being here. Welcome to the show. It's good to have you.
I'm very, very annoyed and going emotional for a daughter being kidnapped for over 8 months and we don't know. So let me tell you, you say, what is the solution? We have a proper solution now for 4 years in Nigeria Info. Number one, you see those DSS and those police that want to interrogate Ajero should be taken to all our forests and pursue the kidnappers and Boko Haram. You see those soldiers and those police that are looking for ESN and IPOP, that is only God that can prosecute. So let them take them inside our forests to pursue Boko Haram. But remember, 2014, some people were threatening fire and brimstone that if they don't hand over, that they are going to make Jonathan government ungovernable. After that statement, we can see Boko Haram from West Africa, plus the one that started 1982 during Metafeni, plus the one that started again 1991, reoccurred 2000, Zamfara and Kaduna, reoccurred again 2014. Are you hearing me? Mm-hmm. So they should deploy those police and the army to pursue Boko Haram. Another one, I support doctors. I support ASU. Because you cannot become a president and you cannot be proactive. You are busy buying yacht. They are inviting the whole world looking for investment can never come. Buying Escalade and motor. Paying Nigerian authorities that are not protesting, that are not even crying that you do not increase their salary. So in short, let ASU and the doctors, let them start strike today. Those people, when they tell Sister Joy, say, help us, beg doctors, help us, beg ASU. They know say Pukwola was kidnapped. They don't talk. They don't say doctors are complaining. Now they will not call you and say, help us. And anybody will go tell you, say make you help them, beg them. In short, I get 7 I get Coca-Cola not. I get power. I get everything. I will send my incantation.
Thank you very much for calling. Really, I do appreciate it. Welcome to the sunny side. You're listening to Nigeria Info.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Welcome. You speak up for us. Tell us your name.
Yes,
you can go ahead.
Yes, it is good afternoon.
Afternoon to you.
This is Madam Lucky from the Delect.
Great.
Yes, about the issue on the ground, I want to talk about the kidnapping. You see, we are all missing it. If you want to end this kidnapping that's going in Nigeria, the traditional leaders of that region, the day all of them stand up to say it's enough. That is, if the Nigerian state can equally protect them as well, I think that would be the end of kidnapping. Hello, are you hearing me?
I'm listening to you.
So, but for now, they are not teaching. Because I remember when I was young, I was doing IT as an IT student in STD.
Oh, true.
That time. See, that time you had a sea piracy in 1997. Sea piracy was happening in the Niger Delta in that region. If ships send supply vessels into sea to their region, so inside the vessel, they will bring back dead bodies. Even those anybody who is a retired naval officer that served in that region or work in Shell or Chevron, they will call to tell you what I'm telling you that it was that sea piracy in that region that destroyed the shipping route in that place. That today you now see that all shipping, everything shipping now happen in Lagos. So people in Niger Delta, they are suffering. So what I'm saying is that this thing you see have economic consequences, which means that in the time to come, people in that region, people will no longer have confidence in investing.
Yeah,
in that
but I also just told you a few minutes ago that the Gobir of Sokoto was also killed. Like an emir in Sokoto was killed recently.
Yes, and another one there is that even the spiritual application of what these people are doing now. Because today you see them killing somebody, shedding blood, collecting money, still kill the person. Tomorrow that person now, he may have died, he might have gone, but those darkness, those blood that is shed will be going around the family, and it's wrong. So they make money today and they put the problem down for their people. So I think the religious leaders in the region, they should support government to put an end to this. Because why? In future, it will come to bite the region that nobody would like to invest. And no professor, any professor you post down there, they will say they are not going. If you post student doctor, they say they are not going. Thank you very much.
The sunny side. Good afternoon to you. Welcome to Nigeria Info. Make it back. Hello. Welcome to the show. What's your name? Sorry, I lost you. Hello. Welcome to Nigeria Info.
Hello, Joy.
Good afternoon. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon. This is Peter.
Welcome, Peter. Good.
To me, I'm not sure we can leave it to the traditional. Is it the 74 years? Is it not anemia?
Yes, he is.
So to me, because during Obasanjo, I'm not sure we have all these things. And during Yar'Adua, we just have only Niger Delta, something during that time. This thing started during Jonathan regime. Do you understand? Hello, can you hear me, Jack?
Go ahead.
Yeah, to me, until when we have the government, the president that have the law of the citizens at heart, to me, we are going nowhere.
Thank you.
And to me, it's so sad. This thing is not normal. This thing is something that we need to shut down, even to shut down the country because of it. It's not normal. And we are living like it's a normal thing. They kidnap this one, they kill this one. To me, it's so sad. It's so sad, Joy. It's so sad.
Yeah, so in order to rectify the issue, because again, I need to highlight the fact that it's reported that the outcry that the kidnap of the 20 students in Benue brought about is what may have compelled the quick reaction of the force. Enough for the order of the deployment of tactical operatives and assets, including helicopters, drones, tactical vehicles, to ensure swift rescue of the Nigerian students. Now, they were kidnapped a few days ago, and I'm glad that they're out. Now, why is it that we have a doctor in kidnappers' den for 8 months? Are Nigerians not crying out enough? Are we not standing together as one in a unified objective to ensure that no Nigerian should be kidnapped? Because there's something about this that's almost unbelievable, to be honest. A doctor, her husband, and nephew get kidnapped. Husband gets released. Doctor and nephew still in kidnappers' den. And now the Association of Nigerian Resident Doctors are choosing that the only way they can get a response out of you and I, or even the government, is to shut down the hospitals. Well, at least down tools, not work. And you know the implications of that. You know that patients are going to suffer because it's a major disruption for hospitals and for patients particularly. Oh, by the way, by way of additional information, Lagos, Nigeria, you're listening to 99.3 Nigeria Info. It is with a heavy heart that I add to this already tragic news that, again, bandits storm Sokoto and kidnap over 150 people. This is according to the Vanguard, a news article released a few hours ago. They say, as the people of Gobir in Sokoto State are mourning the death of the emir, Alhaji Isa Mohammed Bawa, who was murdered by bandits, the hoodlums have reportedly invaded the community again and kidnapped over 150 people. There is no language for what we are seeing with our eyes. Let's talk on Nigeria Info. Welcome to the show. .9 Nigeria Info, welcome.
Hello, Joy. Good afternoon, my sister.
Afternoon to you. Thank you very much.
My name is Indivision.
Welcome.
I claim from Mijaniki area.
Good to have you.
Joyce, I want to read this million to advise every Nigerian that is capable to protect him or herself. Government cannot protect us anymore, particularly what is happening in the north. My brothers and sisters in the north, please find a way to protect yourself or to lead the community. Because when they kidnap you, it will not be when you are outside, when you don't have food to eat. I don't pray for my enemy to be kidnapped, because those people, they're very, very terrible. I'm begging everybody in the north that is capable, because they're not looking for poor people. They're looking for people that is capable. Please protect yourself. Protect yourself. Because Nigerian government is after the protesters. People that not carry gun, people that not carry cutlass. That's where Nigerian government has strength. That's the people Nigerian government has strength to fight. They don't have strength to fight who carry gun. They don't have strength to fight who carry cutlass. It's innocent people. They have strength over. So protect yourself, or you leave the community. If to go to Lagos, let all of us in this Lagos. Please, everybody to come, even if it's to be sleeping in the main road. Come, let's be sleeping here. My brothers and sisters in the north, please, relocate yourself to Lagos. This is the only place that have peace. Let all of us become one country in this Lagos. If to sleep in the main road, let's sleep in the main road. Because enough is enough. Nigerian government cannot help you. Nigerian government cannot help anybody. They're after their pocket, after their family, after their brothers and sisters. They are not after us. They are there for themselves. They cannot protect anybody. They cannot protect.
Thank you very much for calling. I appreciate the sunny side. Welcome to the show. Nigeria Info.
Hello,
What's
good
your name?
afternoon, George.
Good afternoon to you. I'm with you. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Yeah, Jonathan is my name.
Welcome, Jonathan.
Okay, George, we are talking about kidnapping and how to handle it.
Well, first of all, there's a doctor. The resident doctors are on strike, and they're on strike it's a warning strike for 7 days. And the reason for the strike is because there's a doctor that has been in kidnappers' den for 8 months. Okay, good.
There's something I just need to ask. For 8 months, the family, I don't know how far they have been shouting. That's one. Then number two, what these kidnappers, do they have a request? If they have a request, what has the family done about it? That's on the family's angle.
Do you think a family would have a family member in kidnappers' den and go to sleep?
I don't think they will go to sleep. But 8 months is a very long time, George.
So they're probably sleeping for 8 months then. Because if they're not sleeping, they're certainly doing something. But should any Nigerian be kidnapped?
I want to think they should do more.
Who should do more?
The family this time around.
What should they do?
Now, what every other person has been doing is this. They will go underneath and be canvassing for support.
Why should they go underneath? Why should they be ashamed? Why should they go underneath? What do you mean by that?
It's for their own safety.
For their what?
Because they will their own security and safety, because they would have been warned very well. They would have been warned very well. I know these kidnappers will warn family. If you want to carry ransom to them, they will give you strict warning. So you can't just come on the air and start talking blah blah. You have to be very discreet about it.
Do you realize how isolated that method can be for someone who's helpless, who is broke, who is a Nigerian?
That's why I said we as Nigerians, majority of us are broke. And majority of people have been kidnapped in the past. How are they being released, Joyce?
I'm lost here. What are you driving at? I'm lost here. Are you saying that the families have a duty to release their kidnapped family members?
What I'm trying to say on the family front is, I like to know. I'm not saying they are not doing, but I like to know how far they are, because 8 months is very far.
What do you want to know? What exactly can you know that justifies this kidnap? What exactly can you be told?
There is nothing on this earth that will justify kidnap.
So what do you want to know?
What is very important is how you are going to free your family member. And you are going to free your family member. You have to try, forget government this time around. Get your family member out first.
Yeah, but sometimes their voices are not loud enough. And I just told you something. The 20 kidnapped students, whatever force that made the government act so quickly must have been because of the outcry of Nigerians.
Exactly, I heard you. And that's why I'm saying I like to know. Because I'm just hearing this from you, sincerely speaking. Because one doctor has been in the captive there for 8 months. I'm just hearing from you this afternoon. I'm ready on the air.
Did you also hear me tell you that the emir of Kobir in Sokoto is killed as well? Was killed.
I've been following that story.
Well, thank you so much for calling. I do appreciate it. I guess the family is going to contact you and tell you what they've been doing. The sunny side, welcome to the show.
Oh, hello, Joyce. Good afternoon.
Welcome to Nigeria Info. You tell us your name. Turn off the volume of your radio set and you can go ahead.
Okay, this is Joy. See, this kidnapping thing, it's quite unfortunate because for me, it is a political tool that has started turning against them. the doctors, thank God for their solidarity. And for me, I don't believe in the police or whatever thing they think they do not pay ransom or whatever. They have never shown any of the kidnappers that they say they caught or those they got released and they tell us they didn't pay ransom. They have never shown them for us to believe that really these are kidnappers who are the culprits who have done this. So to me, everything still boils down to the government. This is what is a political tool. I don't know if you listened to Onyemuwa, what she said recently. This thing they did, it just, they like the Boko Haram and the bandits or whatever, it's a political tool in order to make the other government look bad. Now, these people have metamorphosed into different things, kidnapping, whatever. So, and the government is, because I want to believe they know these people. If not, the kind of thing they're supposed to have been doing by now, I don't know why.
Let me ask you: is there a better method than, as the doctors are now, on embarking on a strike, or maybe the caller before you was saying go underground, like silently go and try to raise money? Is there a better method besides coming out and crying?
If they have the money, you ask this doctor. If they have it, I'm sure they will have paid. If the doctor has it, they would have paid. I'm sure this thing has been going on. They've been looking for money here and there, and they could not pay. So these are friends. I'm sure these are their colleagues that raise alarm, maybe in their meetings and so on, that we see how our person in the custody of the kidnappers that has not been released, for them to have said they want to down to. They have not. In fact, to me, our government, all the gadgets, all the intelligence, whatever we say we have. Look at kidnappers who have. I don't think we have ever caught any kidnapper before. Because if we have caught Joyce, by now, me and you will be seeing it all over the news. Police parading. They parade people who steal one or small little things. You see they're parading them. I've never seen them say they parade anybody, bandit, whatever. You don't see them parade. So I don't know. I like what the doctors are doing. What would they do? Because if they don't do this, will the government hear them?
Okay.
They wouldn't.
All right.
When the guy in Gusau, that emir, when those his abductors, when they shared that video, what did the government do? They did nothing. They did nothing.
That's a really tragic
the guy was
one.
Virtually pleading for them to help him pay for ransom. They did nothing. So, and because I don't know, because the guy is not working in he's not a doctor or whatever, so that we'll have people that will help to say, okay, let us down to know whatever. So he was.
Yeah, but isn't this supposed to be like a Nigerian burden at this point, doctor or not, emir or not? Isn't this supposed to be this outcry? Shouldn't it be a Nigerian thing?
It's supposed to be a Nigerian thing. That's what I'm saying. It is supposed to be. So that is why I don't really blame the doctors. Because I'm just saying a singular man who voiced out. Nothing the government did about it. Nothing.
I appreciate you calling in. 99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. Resident doctors are now embarking on a 7-day warning strike. If you're a patient at the hospitals, well, I don't know how you even feel about this. Turn off the volume of your radio set.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Welcome to Nigeria Info. Good afternoon to you.
And God bless Nigeria Info.
And bless you too.
Yeah. Joyce, I think I am with the doctors.
Mm-hmm.
I am with them, right? I am with them. Everything they are doing, I'm in full support of what they are doing. When you wait, are you there?
Go ahead.
Yeah. When you wait and nothing is being done by the authorities, you have to take the bull by the horn and look for a way out. And what they are doing now is the first stage. Nigerians, all of us listen to Nigerian people. Let's join the doctors and join them in this strike. They said, what is happening now might not really concern you, you might not be your own person, but I'm very sure that you wouldn't like it that if such things should happen to you. So what we need to do now is to support them in every way we can support them. Let's join the strike. It is the way to go. And so that we can know what government will do and when they see that everybody has joined the strike, so they can find a way and lasting way. And they need to, government, I've not seen seriousness in government trying to find this bandit or this terror or whatever their name are called. We need to see government in action. We need to see the military people in action. We need to see all of them coming together and galvanizing way Are you with me, Joyce? Solution to solve this problem and meet it in the need. We can't remain like this. You can't be in your own country and be afraid of leaving your own country. You can't be in your own neighborhood and you're afraid of leaving your home. You don't have security. You don't have anything that can protect you. What is wrong with that? What's wrong with that, for God's sake?
So is this a people issue or a government issue? Do you think the people are too silent, too docile, too removed? Because maybe it's not their brother, it's not their townsperson.
If you don't take the first step, God won't take that first step for you.
Okay.
You need to take that first step. That first is very, very important. So we need to follow them and join this strike.
Thank you.
In our process.
I appreciate you calling in the sunny side. Welcome to the show. Well, resident doctors are on strike. That means you better not fall ill around this time. If you think things were bad enough before now, imagine doctors going on strike and then telling every other federal and state doctor to do the same. Well, that's because this doctor with kidnappers against her will. Hello, welcome to the show, Niger Info.
Thank you, Joyce.
Welcome.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
My name is Michael.
Welcome, Michael.
Joyce, this is one strike too many, in my opinion.
Okay.
The doctors, their colleague that is being kidnapped is very terrible. But she's a victim of kidnapping. She's just a victim as the people they are striking, as in they are taking off their services. The people who need their service are also as bad as, victims of kidnapping, state kidnapping, bad government kidnapping, bad governance kidnapping, just the same thing.
So they shouldn't be on strike, you think?
It's not the people's fault that these things are happening, you understand? See.
Okay, hold on a second, please. Please hold on a second. I want to quickly go off on a break. I'm going to ask you to call back.
Okay.
Please. Because I really want to hear your opinion, because you may really be pointing us in a different direction.
Okay.
We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Info. Let's talk.
Come and experience hospitality. Hotel Expo Nigeria is back for the 5th time this August. Enjoy huge discounts on premium hotels and flight tickets. Connect with business leaders and innovators and learn from our conferences as you discover the latest trends. Experience service and product suppliers, technology and more as you buy, taste, learn and network on the show floor. It's Hotel Expo Nigeria holding at Landmark Event Center, Lagos on August 28 and 29, 2024. Doors open from 10 a.m. This Expo, networking and conference event is open to all. Register to attend for free at www.hotelexponigeria.com. Brought to you by Airpeace, Budweiser, Stays Connect, Burger King, The Belvedere, Escapade App, Landmark Africa Group, and we print, package, and promote. Media partner, Cool Wazobia Nigeria Info FM.
Are you an independent female artist, a producer, a DJ, a songwriter who wants to take a career to the next level? Then Her Sound 2.0 is for you. Enjoy comprehensive training and mentorship, access to support from a community of female music professionals, collaborative opportunities, 2 days free bootcamp, and more. To register for Her Sound 2.0, visit www.hersoundglobal.com to register for free. To complete your application, post a 30-second video on Instagram telling us why you want to be part of Her Sound 2024. And don't forget to use the hashtags. Hashtag Her Sound Peach. Her Sound 2024. It's time to hear her.
Her Sound 2024 is brought to you by Church Sweet Nation and powered by Google. Supported by Boomplay, Cloud Africa, Grunge Cake, Mavico Foods. Media partners, Cool FM, Wazobia FM, Nigeria Info, Pulse NG, and Heap TV.
For more information, visit at Her Sound Global on Instagram.
Welcome back to your #1 talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
We're Nigeria Info. You're on the sunny side. Welcome. My name is Joyce, and we're live streaming on YouTube. You can catch, and then, of course, leave me your commentary on this very delicate situation. Delicate and moving. Just while you were busy trying to comprehend 20 medical students being released, now the resident doctors embarking on a strike. because one doctor has been in kidnappers' den for over 8 months. I did also mention, and I don't think it's a passive mention really, because it's crucial to understand why the gentleman had to die against his time. That's the Emir of Gobir, somewhere in Sokoto. He was killed after he appealed to the public and the government to help rescue him. I am reporting to you because the Vanguard now reports that again, bandits have stormed Sokoto and kidnapped over 150 people. Just while you were trying to understand the 3 earlier stories, we're now reporting to you that kidnapping again of 150 people, which we're yet to account for, has happened. Let's talk on Nigeria Info. Welcome, my name's Joyce. The sunny side is so good to have you join the conversation. Complex, technical? Oh, good afternoon. Welcome. Tell us your name.
I'm Mrs. Oboli calling from Ikorodu.
Thank you very much for calling.
So I just wonder how it is easy for the government and the security operatives we have to start looking for shadows. Let me call it shadows. They intend to pick journalists and every other person. It is so easy for them to identify every other person. But the criminal, the bandits, the terrorists that are top-notch priority, as it is hot now on insurgency, they can't do anything and they allow them roam freely. The doctors are on strike. This strike should have come all this while, not even now. You know, when you raised this issue the other time, I was like, if you were a doctor here, if they release you, nobody would agree to stay. And they keep saying, why are they going? Why won't they go? Staying in Nigeria is a risk, as it were, be it doctor or any other profession you belong to. And every time people crowdfund for people that have been kidnapped, every time on the Twitter space, for how long? It's as a result of a failed institution. The parents should shout. How else should they shout? In this wise, what should they do? The emir that raised much noise. What did they do about it? Till that man was killed. Even his dead body was not released at the end of the day. So what are we really talking about? This country has failed its citizens. It's still failing its citizens. So every other person out there, it's easy for you to say, okay, but don't point out everybody. If they kidnap you today, you're on your own. God forbid they kidnap us. But how can we be fingering and picking out other people? Journalists, what happened to tracking these bandits, this insurgency, and just nip it in the bud for once? What happened? It's not really time for us to fall sick, honestly. Because we fall sick at this particular point in time, you are on your own. Nigeria, I don't know. What's a colossal loss? Everything is just happening. You're talking of one. Another one is happening. Before the end of today, I'm not a messenger of doom. Another one will still happen. Because our security operatives are not high on this issue. This is supposed to be a red alert.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Yes, I did promise I was going to share with you a message on Twitter. It's from a gentleman whose Twitter handle is Malam Jabir. And on X, he says, the bandits who killed the emir of Gobir were given 60 million and 5 bikes this night as they requested. This night, that would be August 21st, 2024. And I continue to quote, it goes, they requested, but still they refused to release the corpse. They only released his son. What a country. This was a tweet on X made 21st August 2024 by an X handle, Malam Jabir. So according to him, for the Emir of Gobir, 60 million was raised, 5 bikes given to, and this is maybe alleged, but this is someone sounding as though he may know what could have happened. But worse, the corpse not being released, but they released his son, meaning that the Emir was not the only person kidnapped. His son was kidnapped. 99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. Resident doctors embark on a strike, a warning strike for their colleague who is in kidnappers' den. And this is a cry too many. But then again, maybe Nigerians are not crying loud enough, because it's reported that the cry from the missing 20 medical students got the agencies running and on their toes to ensure that every tool at their disposal was used to ensure the rescue of the students. So, this outcry, what version, what tone, what pitch do Nigerians need to embrace so that every time there's one Nigerian kidnapped, Nigerians may come together and put out a melody of rage and disgust over the fact that another helpless Nigerian is being kidnapped. I mean, think about it. 60 million. Where are you going to get? If you had 60 million, I'll put my money on the fact that you probably will want to be on a holiday somewhere if you're not totally relocating from the country. 60 million. Where do you get that from? Let's talk Nigeria Info. Welcome to the show, Nigeria Info. Resident doctors on strike.
Hello, Joyce. Good afternoon.
Afternoon to you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, this is Ugochukwu from Shagam.
Thank you very much for calling.
George, first of all, please, I would like to congratulate you. I really like your show, and I like the way you interrogate callers when they call. You try to make sense from what they are saying. I really enjoy it. I want you to do better. Thank you very much, George.
Thank you.
Okay,
do better is not the word, then. Do better is not the word. I think you mean do more.
Yeah, when I say do more, as in I'm just trying to
I get it.
Yeah, you get it. So that's what I'm saying. Okay. So my take on the topic is that you see this government, APC government, they have failed Nigeria woefully, 100%. They have failed us. In 2014, in 2012, when they were doing campaign at Ojota, I was there for 2 days. I didn't eat the rice and all the things they cooked. I was just when I was supporting them. I thought that they were good people that were coming. I never knew that they would be worse. Look at the whole 8 years that Buhari was on seat. Look at the kidnapping that was going through, the killings in Benue State, in Plateau, in Nasarawa, in Niger. Not one person, not one terrorist, not one bandit, not one Fulani headsman was arrested. For the whole 8 years Buhari was in government. They bombed the Abuja prison, Kuje prison. Till now, police have not discovered the people that did it. But look at the protesters. If they say they want to protest now for bad governance, police will know the people that are sponsoring them. They will close their accounts. They will do everything. They will arrest them. If any journalist wants to do any investigation on them, police will know their address. They will arrest the journalists. They will transfer them to Abuja. They will do this one, do that one. Look at killings going on in this country. Killing people all over the place, in Sokoto, in Niger, even in South East. Joyce, is it not annoying? And these people, they know them, but they cannot arrest them. Why can't they arrest them? Why can't they bring them to justice? Is it not a shame to this country that we are so blessed with everything, that still yet we are suffering in our blessing? Is it not a shame? I look at these leaders, I look at them and I shake my head. And the people that support them, I don't know whether they support them with Fela says them some people, then they follow, then close their eyes, then follow, then close their mind. What kind of country is this? Things will not be going on well, and you will still be supporting somebody that I just don't understand. Look at killings, Joyce. It's annoying.
Thank you. Yeah, but what should the people do? Because maybe an outcry may help get the government to do.
If there is an outcry, what will they do? They will still not do anything.
No, but you can't say that because you haven't cried out. Because who knows? Maybe they're waiting for Nigerians to cry out to take it a little bit more seriously.
Joyce, if we so now want to protest for an outcry, will the government, will they allow us to protest for an outcry?
You don't know the answer
for the kidnappers, for those that have been kidnapped. Will they allow us to protest to make an outcry for those that have been kidnapped? Joyce,
what is your judgment?
My suggestion, I just don't know, Joyce.
No. So the problem is, if you say your judgment is, well, they're not going to listen, then you're suggesting that sitting back, folding your arms, and watching the doctor rot away in kidnappers' den is the option. That's the next thing you're saying.
Joyce, I'm not saying that. I know
the implication of what you're saying is that.
What can we do? I know. What can we do?
Thank you so much for calling.
We want to do something. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Anger, nagging, complain solves no problem. In terms of the insecurity, you say suggesting solutions are traditional rulers are to stay away from politics. Farmers should be given license to have armed and ammunition to guard their farmlands. Every state should deploy security agencies to guard the forest, and federal government's official banditry sponsors. Ahmed from Ikoru. Ahmed, thank you very much for your message. But you see, if we even interrogate your message, federal government fish out banditry sponsors, that's yesterday's news. It does quite appear that at this point, one is left with the solid assumption that the government know who the sponsors are. What they intend to do with that piece of information is anybody's guess. You say, okay, every state should deploy security agencies, okay, to guard the forest, traditional rulers to stay away from politics. Can that happen? Can the Roman step outside of Rome and not be Roman? Remember, when it comes to politics, many of the people that help drive the objective of the politicians are traditional rulers. Can you really have a world where traditional rulers are not involved in politics? That's a question you're leaving us with. 99.3 Nigeria Info. I'm going to go to the telephone line now and speak to you, then come right back to the information we need to give to you.
Yes, Joyce, Michael, I'm back.
Thank you.
Yeah, my point is this. I think you will agree with me that at the end of these 7 days, there's likely to be patients who need the services of these doctors that are probably going to be dead by the end of this strike. I think you will agree with me on that. Now, the point is that how many are they going to be? Let's say, for example, you have 10 of them. Now, are you going to tell me that it is better to let 10 people die for the one doctor that is kidnapped? I'm not trying to belittle the fact that or the suffering of that woman wherever she is. Mm-hmm. But the point is that I don't think it's not proportional the route they are trying to take to do this. It doesn't work. That's just my point. Just my point. And secondly, Joyce, I think we should stop saying every time government. As far as I'm concerned, there is nothing like government in this part of the world. Let us just have this mindset. These people, we have no government.
Okay.
There's nothing like government. Let's just say it. Because if you start saying government, like I feel frustrated when I hear people say, please, government should help us with that. You are talking to deaf people.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
What you should be saying, what are we going to do to take this thing?
Yeah, so that's exactly what I think the doctors are trying to do. You're asking a trolley question, a question of morals and maybe to some extent, ethics. Should we risk 10 people dying versus one person in kidnappers' den dying? That's a very interesting position, but I don't want to be the one to answer it. I think that's a question that the public should be able to answer, and that's something we can deal with the Lords of Logic. So I want to say thank you very much. I don't think you want an answer from me, except that you're trying to state the fact that the doctors going on strike will affect more people.
I'm not expecting any answer from you. Of course, I know what you are going to do. It's not your job to answer the question.
Yeah. Thank you so much for calling. I really do appreciate it. So that's a trolley question. Should we risk 10 people dying or should we risk one person dying? Interesting, delicate, and I'm going to bring that particular question to the Lords of Logic. In the meantime, let's quickly go to information here we can hand over to you.
Yes, information that you can use. Are you an independent female artist, producer, DJ, or songwriter, and you just want to take your career to the next level? Then Her Sound 2.0 is what you need. At Her Sound 2.0, you will enjoy comprehensive mentorship and training. You'll also get access to support from a community of female music professionals, collaborative opportunities, free 2-day bootcamp, and so much more. For free registration, visit www.hersoundglobal.com. That is www.hersoundglobal.com to complete your application. Post a 30-second video on Instagram telling us why you want to be part of Her Sound 2024. Use the hashtags #HerSoundPage, #HerSound2024. It is time to hear her. Her Sound 2.0 is brought to you by Cheche Smith Nation and powered by Google. Supported by Boomplay, Cloud Africa, Marvico Foods, and Grunge Cake. The media partners here are Cool FM, Wazobia FM, Nigeria Info, Pulse NG, Hip TV. For more information, visit at Her Sound Global on Instagram. That is at Her Sound Global on Instagram.
Okay, I want to quickly read this message before we continue with the information we're sharing with you. He says, my name is Mautin from Ikoyi. The insecurity in this country is underreported. My wife is from Kajuru local government in Kaduna. The reports we get on a daily basis is mind-boggling. My in-laws can no longer go to the farms. Sometimes they even sleep in the bush to avoid these terrorists. The church where I got married in Kajuru was attacked some months ago. The pastor and his family were kidnapped. Some of them were later killed, and it wasn't reported in the news. I'm really scared and sorry for this country. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. And one can honestly smell the terror in the air just reading that story, particularly of unreported kidnap cases happening in Nigeria every day. Well, let's quickly share some information with you.
Yes, so some information with you is what we're going to share. Are you looking for the right path to study, live, or work abroad without losing your funds to scrupulous travel agents? Or are you looking for funds to finance your overseas plans? If yes is the answer, then don't miss out on this exclusive opportunity. Reserve your seat for the Premium Jackpot Summit seminar with Uzo Odudoba of Wazobia FM. Gain valuable insights, travel loans, learn proven strategies, get insider tips, network with industry leaders, one-on-one discussions with seasoned travel experts, and take the next step towards your traveling goals. Now, the date is Saturday, the 7th of September, 2024. A time, 12 noon prompt. Do not be late. The venue, Creative Box Hall, Adeniro Ogunsanya Shopping Mall, Surulere, Lagos. And the access fee here is 10,000 naira per person. For seat reservations and further inquiries, please contact us at 002 383-1303. Hurry and secure your seats. Seats are filling up fast. Now, this event is powered by Strong Voice Media and proudly supported by Wazobia FM, Cool FM, and Nigeria Info. Note that we do not give visas over here, only helping you achieve your dreams by sharing knowledge.
Should I give away 20,000 today? If you're on Skype, just give me a moment, please. What about giving away money today?
Well, you can also do that. Yes, you give them money so that they can, so that they can, purchase their travel visas or buy Wazobia perfume for that matter. Now, guys, the code is *347 *880 *3#. Make sure you remember that in all that you are doing. You could also go to the website at www.oneplay.ng. It is as simple as it sounds. Oneplay.ng. Once you get there, select Nigeria Info as your station, and with your 500 naira in tow, your ticket will be in the draws. Now, each ticket will cost you 500 naira. That means that you can play as many times as possible to give yourself a bigger chance of winning. Now, remember, you are not just playing for the daily winnings, you are also playing for the weekly winnings, the weekly jackpot, we call it. 500,000 naira large, that one is. Make sure you remember the code *347 *880 *3#, and of course the website at www.oneplay.ng. Now, note, your chances of winning are pretty much the same whether you play on the internet or you just use the USSD code. We do not discriminate. We will make you a winner whichever way we see fit. Now, also remember that you should be playing responsibly. You should only be playing responsibly, playing with what you can afford to part with. That said, make sure you're above the age of 18 while playing, and make sure you remember that OnePlay is a registered trademark under Lasho Trading Services, licensed by the Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Commission, all for your benefit.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's quickly go to Skype. I have a Skype caller joining us this afternoon. Welcome, Skype caller. What's your name?
Hello, good afternoon, Joyce.
Afternoon.
My name is Banji. I'm calling from UK.
Calling from where?
UK.
Banji, thank you so much for calling. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah, I want to say my piece about the doctors on strike.
Sure, that's the conversation.
Because I don't think it's going to be an easy decision for them to be like they want to embark on strike, because definitely some of them too have families in hospitals. So it is not only about the public alone, but they are trying to fight for their own position, because they are set of working groups, just like the NLC too. If anything comes up, next thing they want to do is they want to declare strike. So it is a legal weapon that they can use against the government to do what they want for them.
Okay.
So I don't think it is the wrong thing for them. It is not going to be easy for them to do that, but they have to do that for the justice of their own people.
Oh, I see.
It's for their own security.
Yeah, you're justifying the strike considering the implications of it.
Exactly, because they need cover for their own members too. So it is not only the government officials that deserve those kind of covers. Those people deserve the same thing because they are actually essential workers too.
Yeah.
So some So they cannot just be treating their members anyhow. They cannot just kidnap their members and nothing is coming up about it. Governments cannot just be nonchalant about those kind of things. Even if it is just a minor part of their member, it can actually get to any one of them. If they can kidnap one, they can kidnap two.
Now,
so if they cannot rise up,
pardon me.
It can
the caller before you was saying that the ethical part of it almost suggests that it's not justifiable what they're doing because of those patients who may or can lose their lives as a result of doctors not being on duty.
Yeah, if we want to look at it from the moral perspective, you can say it is not justifiable. But if you want to look at it from the ethical part of the work rules and laws, it is something they are supposed to do for their members.
Okay.
It is part of the right. They need the security.
All right. Thank you so much for calling. I do really appreciate your commentary. Thank you for calling Nigeria Info.
All right.
I'm going to read this message here. The strike resident doctors, let me see. You say the strike resident doctors are starting today is late in coming. The action should have happened much earlier. Nigerian government at all levels have abdicated one of the reasons they are occupying political office. Life is no longer safe in Nigeria. Why do we have government? It's so sad and quite shameful. Thank you very much. This is something. I think at some point the conversational media, journalists, press, broadcasters, you guys need to relegate professionalism at this point and take sides with the citizens and mount pressure on the president and ministers by calling them out, because coming to meet us here and phoning and talking every day will never put government on their toes. Even on journalists that have been arrested unjustly just to put fear on you guys, it seems the tactic is working. You guys should join voices with the people. The day politicians start being afraid of journalists and conventional media practitioners, we will begin to see some changes. Thank you very much for your commentary. I do appreciate. You all are doing a good job. Above is a kidnapping incident that happened in my village about 2 weeks ago in Anambra State, Oguta local government area. The truth is that the government does not have the political will to tackle insecurity in Nigeria. May God continue to bless, guide, and protect all staff of Nigeria Info. This is Chooks. Thank you so much for your message. Welcome to the show, Nigeria Info. How are you? Turn up the volume of your radio set.
Hi, Joyce.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the sunny side. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
Yeah, Comrade, how was your weekend?
Well, good, except for the news.
Nice to have you on there. See, Joyce, there's some things we are not tackling. In the first place, what is the value of the Nigerian life? That's the first question. Number two.
Who determines that?
It's the society.
Okay.
And we are to blame for it.
Okay.
I'm sorry to say, whatever happens to us, whatever we are, what's getting to us, we are the cause. When it happened, then we in the start were saying it's a northern thing, but it started spreading downward now. At a certain time, a former governor had a suspect under his custody. The bomb blast, Malama, was it bomb blast in Abuja then? What happened? The guy there was a manhunt for this assailant. What happened? What was he found? Is that same person not the VP of a particular country now? Joyce, you don't want to know what's happening in the north. You don't want to know what's happening. It's very, very bad. These guys, they run rampage and nothing happens to them. Joyce, are you still there?
I'm with you. Go ahead.
Let me tell you something about my cousin just escaped kidnapping. He's back barely a month ago. He was lucky that he was smart about it. These guys were, because he's a minor, these guys were on ground. They led ambush and were watching him with binoculars. So at night, I wasn't around after 10, 11. He sneaked out of the camp and pretended as if he was going to fetch water. It was boxers and slippers. He walked overnight. These guys, they are, once they are in their act, once their draw comes, they shoot themselves over little misunderstanding. So the thing is, the government have known that we will not do anything. We will just come and complain and nothing. You on the lords of logic, you raise the question there of what essence is the truth. Those who all know the truth, what are we doing about the truth? The truth comes with what? That's the thing now. Because history has shown that peace is not gotten except from violence, one way or the other. I'm saying it's a little bit too late. The only thing the government of the day, those you see signing peace treaty or whatever, they must have seen what the opponent poses to them.
Okay.
Do you understand? Until we come together and say enough is enough. It's a business. And that's why nothing will happen.
This noise, I've just about had it with that noise, that horn. Thank you.
Sorry. Okay,
That's
I know what it is. Sorry. The thing is,
Thank you.
Joyce, the thing is, there's a video circulating of the NSA saying, I think it was saying something that we just want to live in peace. We just want to live in peace. It was saying in Hausa, we just want to live in peace with our brothers. Our brothers are peace-loving people. We just want to live in peace. It's bigger than what, it's a business. And that's why nothing will happen. They know these guys. How is it easy to pick? Okay, the names they brought from Saudi Arabia. Who is sitting on those names up to today? Until we say enough is enough, this must come to an end. Nothing will happen.
Thank you very much for calling. I must say that it must be possible that even the doctors, the resident doctors, must feel somewhat left alone, because it's taken them 8 months to eventually decide that maybe a strike is one way to draw the attention of the public and the government to the plight of a colleague of theirs who's been in kidnappers' den over 8 months. It's such a tragedy, really, when you think about it, because one wonders, which is, of course, a very necessary question, what is the value of life? And yes, you heard it on the sunny side. The Vanguard's reporting that bandits stormed Sokoto and kidnapped over 150 people. 150 people kidnapped. It defies logic. The doctors' proposed strike is a welcome idea because the Nigerian security agencies will be quick to track and freeze accounts of perceived and bad government protesters, but can't trace bandits and kidnappers. Well, that's also something we need to look at, except it just points us to one direction. But I really hope that we can look at that tomorrow, particularly because there's a developing story on social media of a Nigerian gentleman who is reported missing, or first was reported missing, and then eventually it was reported that he was in custody of the authorities. Much of the allegations really may terrify you, one of which would be that he is a sponsor of the End Bad Government protest because he collected donations. Yeah, because it's possible that his account was used to collect donations. But of course, there are many more terrifying things that hang around his head. One would include he decided to become a whistleblower. And the details I'll find and share with you tomorrow.
Separated from the men as Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ Tournament of Champions enters the semi-finals. At 4 o'clock on Monday, Mary Uke Ashia and Adio Afolarin will debate the topic, are public demonstrations in Nigeria still effective for achieving reforms? And at 5 p.m., Minana Yofori David and Oluwalade Demilade will go head-to-head on the topic. Is the Dangote refinery the solution to Nigeria's fuel crisis? From these debates, 2 finalists will emerge. I am Yvonne Ohaifo. Join Femi Obong Daniels and me on Monday as we discover the finalists. I Beg to Differ Tournament of Champions. 16 debaters now 4. 1 winner, 2 million naira. Sponsored by Lesheho Microfinance Bank. Supported by Chrisland Schools, Olaiya Foods, Obiwizi, Call to Fly, Biloxi, and Massey Street Children's Hospital. For sponsorship and partnership, send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm. I Beg to Differ. A Tournament of Champions.
Hey Lagos, have you heard of the gathering of diction coaches, educators, consultants, and communication enthusiasts? Well, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the 2024 edition of the Association of Diction Coaches of Nigeria, ADCN's National Conference. The theme of the conference is Elocution in the Digital Age, adapting traditional speech training methods for modern communication platforms. The ADCN conference will feature keynote speeches, panel sessions, and networking among like minds. The rich lineup of speakers include award-winning presenter, radio and TV host Frank Edor, communication professionals such as Dr. Catherine Onyejiaka, Femi Obong Daniels, Omotunde Adebowale David Lolowon, Bibi George, Ayonfe Oluwawole Ojo, Titus Bankole, personal brand champion Omotoyosi Ajayi, and renowned educationists such as Dr. Wasiu Adumadei, President Emeritus NAPPS, and Mrs. Ayola Akinyeye, Director of Schools, Chrisland Schools Limited. Date, August 31st, 2024. Hotel. Time 10 a.m. Dinner 5 p.m. Venue Chrisland School, Lekki, located at 12 Olubumi Owa off Admiralty Road, Lekki Phase 1, Lagos. It's a free to attend event, but registration is necessary. So, to register, visit bit.ly/ADCN National Conference. That is bit.ly/ADCN National Conference. For more information, inquiries, partnership, and sponsorship, you can call the numbers 0812-626-2814. That is 0812-626-2814 or 0803-838-0173. 0803-838-0173. The conference will be streamed online, so you can join via ADCN's social media handles on Facebook, Association of Diction Coaches of Nigeria, or you can follow on Instagram at diction_coaches_of_Nigeria for more details. The 2024 ADCN National Conference is proudly supported by P1 Max, the British Council, Chrisland Schools Limited, MTN, and 99.3 Nigeria Info.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
Your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
This is 99.3 Nigeria Info. The Sunny Side. I have a message here from Solomon. Solomon Asika from Mushing says, I'm afraid, Joyce, just in my state, Imo State, in Osu, is it Osu, I think you mean? Yeah. Osu in Awo Idemili alone, the killings there is above 100 by unknown gunmen, Ibube Agu and other miscreants. I'm almost 50, but I've never seen anything like this kind of insecurity in Nigeria before. We're getting somewhere. Either we get there in peace or in pieces. Thank you very much for your message. This one says, forget whoever is kidnapped. Let the armed forces go for anything, whether kidnapped or kidnapper. I'm not sure the implication of that. Because even if you want a conflict, the conflict needs to be fashioned. It needs to be directional. It needs to have an aim or an objective. Let me read this one from Akinwande. He says, our government can arrest a journalist at the airport, but unable to track kidnappers in the country. I support the resident doctors. This is a message from, thank you very much, Akinwande. What's your name here? You say, good afternoon, Joyce. My name is Onyemuwa from Ikorodu. Last week, you were asking what is worse than death. Right now, I can say it's being a Nigerian. Joyce, it's only violence that will stop this nonsense this evil government is doing. This one, it's interesting that there are interviews and public briefs by the heads of security of the country when the end bad governance protest were on, but no public press release with all the insecurities going on. This is very interesting. Thank you very much, Adams. I appreciate. Lagos, it's 2 p.m. on the clock. You're on the sunny side. We're off on a break. We'll be right back.
It's 2 o'clock. The headline news on 99.3 Nigeria Info. 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.